All right, good afternoon, everybody. Chad Weber here, and I am joined by Chris Thiel. Chris, how you doing today? Are you there?
Good, Chad. I'm here. Thanks a lot for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, great. Well, thank you for joining us. So it's a wonderful, well, I don't know about where you're at, but it's a wonderful and nice and warm Friday afternoon over here.
Yeah, it's perfect. I'm out in Stuart, Florida, so we're right here on the coast, and it's 80 degrees. It's beautiful, so it's perfect.
Awesome, awesome. So I appreciate you setting aside a couple minutes to chat with us here today. But I've just been hearing some awesome things about the results that you've been getting over there in Florida, and just had a couple of quick questions for you, if you don't mind. So
no, absolutely. Please go ahead.
Excellent, excellent. So yeah, if you could you tell us just a little bit about your experience in the industry? How long have you been in real estate?
Sure. So I'm basically a newbie. I started my first year. I'm basically my year and a half now. So I just moved here to Florida a couple years ago and started off in the industry and worked my tail off. And I ended up doing a little bit, almost $5 million and about 22 transactions. So I'm relatively new. I'm a former advertising executive for the Golf Channel. And so I have some marketing backgrounds and some marketing skills, and I've definitely used that to my advantage in this industry. So that's helped me out as well. But yeah, I'm relatively new to the industry, but doing a lot of online research with the OWL stuff, and it's helped me out tremendously. So there's a lot of really good stuff out there.
Awesome, awesome. Now, if you don't mind me asking you, you stated that you've been working your tail off, as a newbie. What does that mean in terms of hours? For what's a typical work week look like for you up till now?
A lot of it, I've made a lot of the success that I've had on open houses and things like this, and doing a lot of prospecting as well. But recently, I've done, within the last year or so, I've started to do a lot of stuff with Facebook, and I've done a lot of stuff with the friends and family that I have and the influences I've had here in the state of Florida. But what has really started to change the business, I guess, if you will, is the webinar that you and Shannon did, a couple of weeks ago, where starting to talk about paid ads and boosting ads and things like this. And as I mentioned, I've done quite a bit on Facebook, but I've never really entered into that realm of paid ads and ads manager, and it seemed very complex. But,
right.
I did that webinar and listened to what you guys had to say about it, and I watched it and went through everything, and it made it so simple and easy to implement. So I do a lot of stuff with Facebook now, but a typical work week is around 60 hours or so, with a lot of prospecting and running open houses and then follow-up. But where I'm having an awful lot of success now is through Facebook.
Awesome, awesome. Now, are there specific aspects that you kind of latched onto from Facebook after the webinar? Are there specific strategies that just kind of mesh well with what you're doing now, or with your style of marketing?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm known in my area as the boom realtor. So there's a lot of times, it's hashtag boom is kind of stuck with me, and I kind of did it as a joke at first, and then it kind of took off. So with Facebook, I had a really good presence with, the local real estate agents out here in Stuart, Florida, and a lot of the people that were here locally. However, where I wasn't getting my name out there as much is it was just basically the local stuff. So when I do these paid ads and these boosted ads that Shannon was talking about, now you get a chance to pick your demographic. So I could choose demographics not only in my area, but a little bit further outside of my area and get my name known that way. And the response that I've had has been, it's been incredible. It's been ridiculous. So I'm super, super excited about, I just started trying these, and the results I got were ridiculous.
Awesome, awesome. Now, in terms of results, are you seeing getting more buyers? Are you getting more listings and sellers, or are you getting kind of a mix of the two, or what would you say is more typical as far as the results you're getting now?
Typically right now I'm getting a lot of buyers, but I have had a lot of both, mixture. But for the most part, what I've done is I kind of walk through how Shannon built the ads and how she designs the ads and what's to look for, and leaving out a few key pieces of information, which therefore, if someone's looking for a house and they see your ad on Facebook, now that incites them to reach out to you. So typically what I've gotten a lot of buyers saying, hey, this is great, what's the price, what's the location, and that tends to lead to a conversation. So which leads to them possibly before they purchase this, now they have to sell their house first, and then boom, then now that's a seller lead. So with the first ad that I did, and I posted a video, I had 61 likes. I reached over 9,000 people, and I was getting ready to do a listing presentation on that Saturday for someone that I met through these boosted ads. Well, I got the listing, so it now actually today went into the MLS. So, I mean, it's a combination of both buyers and sellers.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, that's fantastic. Now, just seeing the successes that you've had just since you started implementing this, what do you think the future holds? I mean, do you have any plans to scale on what you're doing, or make some tweaks and modifications, or maybe just kind of expand the nature of what you're doing? Where do you see yourself going from here?
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely going to expand. So I followed what Shannon did. I picked a listing that actually was not mine. I got permission from another agent that works with me. I spent $30. That's it. $30 for a boosted ad. Reached 9,000 people, and I had 28 comments, which is therefore 28 potential buyers. So that was on $30. I just recently ran one for this new listing that I got that was $50, and just ran it for 24 hours, and the results I got from that is crazy. Now, as you know, where I live in the state of Florida, we have a lot of snowbirds come from up in New York, up in the northern area. So this is just the beginning of what I'm going to start to do. I mean, it's going to expand to different areas, picking out demographics up in the Northeast. I have a big following in Colorado. There's a lot of people that move to the state of Florida. So just by trying this stuff out, it's like I had a conversation with Shannon. I said, I'm going to try this for $30, $30 just to see what happens. And because I got those results, now this is just the icing on the cake. This is definitely going to bring a whole new level to my business for sure.
Absolutely. Well, what I like of what you just said there, though, that I think is very smart, is you're in Florida, but you've actually put the thought into it and taken the time to identify other areas where people are basically flocking to your area from. So you're not just throwing a pin in the center of your city and saying, okay, I'm going to advertise to everybody here locally within a 20-mile radius. You're actually noticing the trends and tracking where other people are coming from. So, you have a following, you said I'm sorry, you said Colorado, correct?
Correct, Colorado.
So you've established yourself there. You said you're noticing a lot of traffic coming from New York as well. I mean, that's really smart. That's very strategic, and a lot of people don't, or maybe they do put some thought into it, but I don't think that they take that next step and actually act on it. And you're actually taking that action, and that's just extremely powerful.
Exactly. There's a lot of things that I wish I would have learned about this prior. I've heard of stories of, the big Northeast when they had that huge storm that was coming through. I think it was back in March or in February, January or something, where I know of people that have actually targeted that area, because the snow was outside, so what are they going to be? They're going to be inside on Facebook. So you run targeted ads to that area when they're inside, they're not outside enjoying the weather, they're inside on Facebook. That's a whole other level of marketing. So by using not just the data that you get from Facebook, but using weather patterns, seeing who's going to be inside because of the weather. I mean, it takes your business from, door knocking or all this whole aspect of this, and it takes it to literally the 21st century where you can pick the demographic to go after people that are your avatar, the people that you want to work with. And the sky's the limit. It's absolutely incredible.
And I'd be willing to bet good money that you're not running into a whole lot of competition from local agents doing the same thing. It seems like
that's exactly right. Exactly. Well, after they hear this, they might do that now.
No, I apologize, guys. Take it all back. This all sucks. No, it doesn't work.
Exactly. Don't do it. Don't do what I'm doing. It's not working at all.
No, that's awesome, and extremely excited. I mean, I love talking to people that are just exploding and doing new things, trying new things, and reaping the rewards from it. So that's fantastic, and your enthusiasm is definitely contagious there. So I thank you very much for sharing with us. So with that in mind, the inevitable question that everybody always asks, is what advice would you have for the folks listening to this? If you just kind of had to wrap everything up that you just said into one good solid piece of advice, what would you say to those individuals who haven't quite taken that leap into what you're doing?
So I would say first and foremost, watch the webinar that you and Shannon put together. That it's an hour of content that kind of explains what I'm doing that Shannon has taught to me to do. And then there's the program afterwards, which is 7 or 8 videos where Shannon really dives in. You guys both really dive into the content. And if Facebook ads and ads manager and all that stuff seems confusing or this, watch these videos, take a look at the program, because what happens there is Shannon walks through it step by step. Like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. And it takes a very, very, what seems like a complex way of doing business, and she simplifies it down to something extremely